Hello and welcome to this European Youth Ultimate Championship matchup in the Under-17 Open Division. We have Belgium versus France. The mirror match of what we had earlier today in the women's division. France were able to take the fairly comfortable victory there. And we will have to see what we can get here on the open side. Both of these teams with growing youth programs in recent years, really starting to translate that into their senior programs too. Belgium coming out on top at the European Championships last year, and France absolutely no slouch in the open division or the mixed division. So we could have a real game on our hands here. My name is Jamie Roberts, and I will be bringing this game to you. Both of these teams have played a game earlier in the day. Belgium taking the 13-5 win over Switzerland, and France falling to a Sweden side, losing that game 11-8. So I'm sure they will want to come out here and prove what they are capable of. As we see the French flag getting run down the sideline there. Very excited for this game. Should be a good one. Looks like we have Belgium lining up on offense. France with the disc there to start the game. Just clearing the field now. And here we go, the first pull of the game from France for Belgium to field. It's floating towards the near sideline. Belgium coming out with the horizontal stack, managing to isolate a player in the middle. Close on the run through immediately from the French. Belgium holding their structure, but they're putting that deep throw really well read from the receiver. A great throw leading into space right on the front of the end zone. Now Belgium popped up. Oh my goodness, how has he scooped that up off the floor? The pop pass scooped up with the layout, and what a way for Belgium to kick off this game. 1-0 to Belgium. A bit of a maybe a bit of luck on their side with the last pass, but before that, the build-up looked good. They were holding the horizontal structure. They were creating the space for each other. Managed to get that deep shot into uncontested space in the deep space. And yeah, the final dish, maybe a bit fortunate. France also putting pressure on the early underpasses with a bit of a bid on the first forward pass. But beyond that, the structure looked good. The deep throw was fading away from the defender the entire time, and Belgium are on the board. That was Ongenet to Van Coily. So the Belgians to pull now, and we will see what the French offensive line can do. Pull is up to the front center of the end zone and fielded forwards. Looking like a 2-5 horizontal set from the French. Very interesting. As they find the player in the middle of the pitch and pop forwards, but it's overthrown past the laying out fingers of the receiver, and Belgium to set up straight into a vertical stack. Yeah, the cut there off the front, well read by the defender, peeled off from the back, and that deep shot swept away with ease. Lot of movement from the French downfield, but all into the same space, and we get a bid on the reset pass, but held onto by the French receiver and swung towards the near sideline. Back into the middle and popped. The good use of the momentum there from the French. Just clogging up the space a little bit, but managing to find the release valve on the far sideline and get the disc moving again back towards the center of the field. Popped over the defender into the reset space. France struggling to advance by very much at a time, and as I say that, they managed to break through with a little give go and then back up the sideline, mostly trying to center the disc. However, not scared to break through when they're given opportunity, and there is the goal with the nice lead pass straight to the front cone. That is 1-1. Lacoste there to Mathon. Yeah, really interesting offensive structure there from the France side with the 2 handlers and 5 cutters across horizontally. And they actually had 4 of those cutters all sort of move at once, rotating around the middle, initially trying to free up the under space for one of the far side cutters to slash across. It worked for them one time, and then they ended up in more of a traditional 3-handler structure. Be interesting to see if the Belgians and especially the leadership team think of a way to really shut that down. Seems like if they can get their defense working together a bit, it can put a lot of pressure on that structure of that 2-5 horizontal. As we see a bricked pull, it will be brought in at the middle of the field with the Belgians in a much more traditional 3-handler 4-cutter horizontal. Reset to the near side. Looking for the downfield, the scuba over the top into the power position. Looking to center the disc. No good options immediately. Finally finds one and continue to the far side. Back in the middle of the field now, and with the forwards momentum, will they be able to keep it moving? Yes. Good give and go. Very good flow from the Belgians. You can see their individual cutting skill. They're getting free in these matchups. It's making it a lot of fairly easy throws. But as I say that, the run through D on the under. Very similar to the women's team earlier today, the French Open team starting on that back shoulder and accelerating through, getting blocks on these underthrows. Very impressive. And we get to see the French with a chance of a break. They get the disc to the far sideline. Continuing down the open sideline currently. And one more, not quite in the end zone, right on the front line now. And there it is. There is the break for France. Chrétien to Giustiani. That's 2-1 to France. The break scored entirely up the open sideline once they got that turnover on the run through D. Started out a little bit messy, that French offense, but once they got it flowing down the far sideline, managed to get the cutters timing their cuts, managed to create that space. I do think that this Belgian side is going to have to react, going to have to try something a bit different other than telling the players to just stay tight, because from what we've seen so far, both sides are very good in the offensive 1v1 matchups. So going to have to get a bit creative with trying to shut down these cutters. And it's France to pull back to Belgium. 2-1 to France, current score. As a disc fielded and centered by Belgium with the immediate deep cut, not taken. Easy under and pop back to the near sideline. Sealed off and centered. Good reset patterns there. Just a little bit of movement around the back. Nice pass out into space on the near side and then dished quickly back to the center of the field and continued forward. Oh, somehow ended up with the disc there between. Oh, a pick. It has been called. And disc has gone back to the thrower. Oh, was a bit of a high loose disc there. And France will get another chance from the near sideline. Belgium really have to clamp down on this open under space. That's where they were beaten last time. See what they can do now with this immediate hander strike up the line. Nice outside in throw to lead him into the space. And great movement across the middle of the field from France, even taking it one more pass. Looking really good from the French. And as I say that, the turnover, maybe trying a bit too much to keep that disc moving. It was looking good while it worked. Got a bit stuck, ended up with the mistake. Trying to work a little bit, but the deep cutter manages to escape from the poach, and it's in the air. Misread by the initial receiver, but well backed up by Belgium. And they pop through right in the middle, front of the end zone, the blade to the back corner, and there's the goal. The hold for Belgium. That is Adrien to Onkenet for the 2-2 score. Can really see both these sides with a lot of potential, doing a lot of the right things. I think we're in for a really good game here. Belgium's turn once more to pull back to France. Looking for a break of their own this time. Will the French offense manage to stay clean, or will Belgium be able to get the turn? The pull deep into the end zone, caught though and fielded to the middle. Well fielded pull, and France immediately on the move with a nicely timed deep cut, not taken. Disc just centered for now, back to the brick mark, and continued to the near side. Disc overthrown there. Again, good movement in the backfield from France, but that shot may be a bit ambitious and misread by the receiver. Belgium get the opportunity. Very active force, has to take that reset, but gets the disc straight back in the middle of the field. Looking for the huck, instead goes for the high release backhand pop over the force. And then the scuba a pick called though. Back to the throw, a really nice creative option there. See how this Belgian D-line offense can advance down the field now. And immediately launches deep. The defender's done well to peel off the back, but is trailing away and misread by the defender. Well read by the receiver. That is the break back for Belgium. It is 3-all. The throw there from Panemons to de Klerk. And the celebration from the Belgian side. Very excited for that break. Brings us to Belgium 3, France 2. Yeah, as I was saying before, we see a very smooth offense from this France side, but just maybe taking on a bit too much of an ambitious shot. Have to dial those back in, because if they can stick to their bread and butter, keeping throwing those unders, they've been looking really, really good. But Belgium ramping up the defense a little bit. I'm sure that France will respond in kind as the pull goes up once more. France to field a deep pull right to the back of the end zone. I think he's called the brick, but caught the disc, which is questionable. But the Belgians have allowed it, and we see the 2-5 once more with the immediate hop to the break side and the reset back to the middle. Swung once again. France really wanting to keep the disc moving, but maybe getting a little bit clogged with the structure. As we see the cut goes, and the throw went, but massively underthrown, and defender snags it out of the air as if it was for him. Belgium straight away on the move to the far side of the field, looking for the reset. Must be a high stall, and there goes the hammer. Somehow finds the receiver. Need to find some structure now, Belgium. Centering the disc. They found it. Oh, and the poach does not quite reach, and Belgium with the shot to the end zone. There it is. Oh, no, looks like a pick called, unfortunately, there. Some really good flow from the Belgians once they found that offensive structure. Just caught out by two people cutting to the same corner at the same time. But in a strong position here, we have Panemons on the disc. No, in fact, we're going back one throw further. So Belgium on the attacking brick mark with their stack set up. Will they be able to convert from here for another break? Popped back and then immediately continued. Very good movement, but overthrown, and no one can save it. In fact, blocked just in case by France. And they will have to go the full length of the field here to earn their offensive hold. All the way to the back of their own end zone. The Belgians will be getting excited here with the prospect of a Callahan. And as you can see from that bid, keeping their cool though are France, trying to escape this and blocked. Maybe a bit of contact there. We'll have to see if there is any discussion on that block. You could really tell that Belgium were thinking about the potential Callahan there. Defender did come across into a bit of a blind area, but also very much seemed that he was not moving at much of a pace, if any, when contact with the disc was made. It's just whether the attacking player could see what was happening and whether they felt it was potentially dangerous, or maybe there was enough contact that it warrants the foul. Hard to tell from this distance. Yeah, and looks like the disc is going back, so I would guess that that is a contested foul. Going to look to immediately escape here back into the center of the end zone. They do manage to get just about out of the end zone now, right on the near sideline. The force back into the pitch, so the disc centered and continued. France finding some good flow once they do manage to get the disc moving laterally. But the Belgians very much looking for those poach blocks, trying to work together on the defense. Up goes the disc. Going to be an aerial battle, taken down by France. Popped once more with right outside the end zone, and there is the continue for the France hold. But a very exciting point. A lot of pressure from the Belgians, getting a bit more, a bit more creative with the defense, looking for those little poach blocks from both sides. Actually, have to see if we get any more of those. Both teams offensively going to have to be very mindful of players in the corner of their vision, looking to peel off and help out their teammates. France now with the ball after a couple of fairly long points. See what the Belgium offense is able to do here as the ball drifts towards the near sideline. And looks like it potentially went out of bounds for the brick. Yep, taking to the brick mark. And here is that horizontal stack for the Belgians. Very quickly released with an open under and popped back to the near sideline. Looking for the reset. A little bit stuck in the downfield space, but managing to keep it moving with the handlers. Not panicking at all, this Belgian offense. Just waiting for the downfield cut to emerge. But France, I think, noticing this, trying to put a bit more pressure now in the backfield, and the inside shot taken. just about reeled in there. And inside again. And France really hungry for this block. But so far, Belgium managing to keep their cool and keep the disc on the far sideline now, being forced towards the sideline. The shot forwards, and there is the goal for Belgium. Clean hold. Fairly consistent. A couple of very close bids from the French defense, but Belgium keep their cool, keep catching the discs, move it all the way along that far sideline for the goal. That was De Vrije to Van Kooij. But both sides very much ramping up the defensive pressure here. A clean hold, something to be proud of in a game of this standard. So the score is Belgium 4, France 3, as we see the French O-line take the field once more in their unconventional horizontal 2-5 structure. Let's see what they can do here as we actually see the Belgian zone with 3 at the front, 3 across the middle, and 1 in the deep space. So France for now happy to swing side to side, see if they can figure out where the gaps are. They've found a small one in the middle of the pitch and immediately back across the field. Looks like France fairly confident with this brand of zone. All the way across and then looking to come all the way back. Slowly gaining a little bit of ground. Done well there to bait the defender in, cut him out, gain some ground, caught the wing, biting on the shot and carries the momentum forwards all the way into the end zone. That is 4-all. Péchard there with the goal. The assist from Lecroix. Always good to see the team mix up the defense though. Belgium trying the zone, likely realizing that France fairly confident against at least that brand of sort of arrowhead zone, trying to force the other team to throw lots of passes side to side, but the French totally happy to do that. Gained lots of yards just from dumping backwards, swinging sideways, getting a forwards pass, and then doing that a couple of times until finally the Belgian defenders got a little bit caught out and the France capitalized very quickly on that defender that came flying through on the far side of the field. 4 points each in this pool match between Belgium and France in the open division. Up goes the pull from France. Fielded to about the brick mark for Belgium, and the same pattern once again with the middle pair hitting the big under gainer. Now we are into flow as a drop on that underpass straight out of the hands of the Belgian player Geernaert. So France with another chance to break and the immediate timeout called. An experienced call. Now, as the players take a quick break, I will too. I will be right back when the action starts back up. And we are back with France getting the block on just past the halfway line and immediately taking the timeout. Setting up in a vertical stack, Belgium with the stacks around, going to be working together to try and set up this defense. Let's see what the French offense can do about it. Isolating that front player, they need to get some more movement, but no, there's the foul called. The foul called on that cut. Defender thinks that the French player had to run through him to get to that space. The discussion will be had to see what the outcome is. Definitely a little surprising that the isolated player at the front of the stack did manage to break through that poachy set. Looks like potentially contested. Hard to tell, a bit of lack of hand signals going on. And the same player goes free, attempts to toe it, but too far out of reach. Probably would have had to attempt the greatest to get anything from that throw. And France, within 2 passes of the timeout, give the disc right back to the Belgians. Resetting back into their own end zone now, making big shapes, swinging all the way across the front of their own end zone in a bit of the danger zone, but find the middle of the field and pop through. Very nice play. Big flick huck fake and pops up the line. Belgium finding their flow here. Just looking to continue to downfield, and well-timed cut. Floats a little bit, but reeled in. Belgium advancing now past the attacking break mark. We'll see if they are able to advance any further than this. And thrown for the reset, but overthrown, and the laying out fingers unable to connect. So France get another go at this break opportunity, but turned straight away. Belgium get the disc back with purpose. Time for them to steady the ship here. Really need to get free. That's good reset defense on the first one. Second manages to get up the line even with the bid behind. On the far sideline now, being forced in that direction, gets the around throw out, looking for the continuation, but nothing coming so far for Belgium. Keep getting stuck with the disc, resetting now into the middle with the lead pass, looking for the give and go, the throw towards the end zone, but into the ground. The thrower wiping his hands, maybe a bit sweaty, does appear to be quite hot at the venue as France bring it forwards for yet another break opportunity. Belgium looking to work together on the downfield defense. As a great grab to keep the disc for France, and some very athletic plays going on here. France managed to retain possession for now, though, as the disc is centered. A little bit disconnected between the handlers and the cutters. Managing to keep the disc for now with the huge bid. And really wanted to get that backhand hook out. Finally gets it there. Trust the receiver. And I mean, why not if he's going to do that? What a ridiculous grab and such a trust throw. He wound up that throw not once, not twice, but 3 times. And obviously, Bibar trusted Bardin there, and so he rightly should. That is the break, and 5-4 to France in this pool game. France now hoping to keep the momentum of that break, see if they can get something going. Both teams really starting to throw themselves around at all sorts of passes they have. I mean, they have every right to bid at. They are not making contact every time, but when they do, these are some big blocks coming in this game. As the pool goes up, Belgium to field on the far side. Disc does get to the ground into the end zone, is centered though just outside the front line, looking to isolate a cutter, not able to get free. Finally managed to find one to the near side. Wanted the huck, but not quite the timing. Now looking to reset, centered low but picked up. It's Belgium, quite a lot of cuts going on, and that throw had to go, and what a throw it is, and what a catch it is. Some very smooth offense from the Belgium side. As soon as they managed to get a little bit of flow, that power position huck with the really well timed cut that even the poaching defender was behind the play, and the throw all the way out into space and caught it nice and high just for good measure. Really nice piece of offense there from Belgium to steady the ship. That was Bannemont with the assist and FaZe with the goal. FaZe with the goal. So, 5-all. France still a break-up in this game. It is half-time at 7, so Belgium ideally will be looking to break back before that half-time. And the offside has been called, signalled by the French player crossing the arms above his head, where Belgium must have been in front of the end zone line as they released the disc, and France, not happy with that, would much rather take the disc from the brick mark as they immediately shoot towards end zone. It's not going to require anything. It's a very good throw right into the path. Huge acceleration from the receiver to catch that in stride, and the very simple offensive point from France, catching the Belgian defense off guard maybe. When you've got that many cutters downfield, one of the defenders has got to be switched on, ready for that deep throw. And that point, France managed to find the gap. The low huck I initially thought was out of reach, but well reeled in by the receiver. That was Bardon with the goal and Caillot with the assist. So 6-5 now to France. Remember, half-time at 7, so an important point here for the Belgian side to score. The pool goes up nice and high, drifting towards this near sideline, right to the back of the end zone, and the France chase not quite there in time to stop the first pass, but it is centered right to the sideline. It's not where the Belgians going to want to be, as they have to center all the way back to the middle end zone, and it's a turnover, the overthrow into their own end zone. France with probably the best field position you could possibly want to be able to put in this break for half-time. Will they be able to do it? Setting up in that vertical stack. Very likely they will be isolating the front as they have been. Belgium looking to surround. Will they be able to have the teamwork to stifle this French offensive set? The disc is in, and the offense splitting that stack, trying to make some space. Belgium doing well initially, but jammed into the open side. France take half time. Moreau there with the throw to Péchard. 7-5 to France. And I believe that is half time. So yes, as the teams take a break, once again, I will take a break and pick up once the action gets started again. And here we are back in the pool play game for the Open Under-17 division. It is France versus Belgium, where France lead 7-5 and come out in this second half on offense. Here we see them ready to receive the first pull of the second half. So far, both sides applying a lot of defensive pressure. France managing to come out on the top of that battle. France obviously with the slight lead as it stands, but definitely can see Belgium fighting back a little bit here. You could see a couple of moments in the first half where they were really inspired to go get that block, go get that goal. Just need to try and channel that as the pull goes up. Looks like it might be out of bounds on the near side for a brick. Really interesting to see this 5-player horizontal. See if Belgium do anything different to react. But no, the player escaped deep immediately. Coming back under. And the layout block, there it is, just as I said. Both these sides hungry for the block, and Belgium put themselves in a really good spot to catch up just a little bit in the opening of this second half. Panemons with the disc and that iconic sleeve and hat, looking for the hammer, goes all the way across the far side of the field. It's got two defenders, one of them ripped out of the air and dished back. Wants it back in the middle, does Panemons, and it should be getting it here. There he is, going to look for something creative, finds the receiver at the front of the end zone and gets led. Oh, and squeezed into the front cone for the Belgian break. The swatting French defender not quite able to connect. And here is the celebration from the Belgians, rowing the boat. Very Olympic of them. And that is still 7-6 to France, but a real statement of a layout block. And there he is again on the stat sheet, Panemons with the assist to Vermouth with the goal. The third assist of the game for Panemons, really running that offense once they got that turnover. So can they do it again? Can the Belgians hang on to this momentum and get another one? You'd like to think that a layout block like that would fire up your team, but this French team have been impressive so far with keeping their patience, so we'll see if they're able to do that. Up goes the pull, it's drifting towards the far corner, looks like it might be just too much. Yeah, brick once more. Let's see what France can do. They've had a couple of points with very, very quick, just hucking it deep. This time they take the under, and there is the lefty backhand huck. He's got the player in the area, macked onwards, and somehow that stayed in the air. I'm not sure if it was the defender or the offensive receiver that got the touch, but it floated forwards into the path of the receiver for the France goal, and a very quick one at that. 8 to France, 6 for Belgium. Hanging on to that 2-point buffer. Bardon there with the goal and the assist. Giustiniani, unless you count the defensive mac. I don't think Belgium will be too frustrated with that. They put pressure on. got a piece of it. Likely achieved their goal of taking away that under continuation slash that's been getting them in the early game. Forcing that deep throw, that contested deep throw. They'll be saying to themselves, if we can get them to do that again, maybe we can get the block and it goes with the ground rather than straight into the end zone. France now with the pull, Belgium O-line ready for it. Right in the centre of the end zone, forward and across to the far sideline. Constantly looking for those huck options. Doesn't have one on this occasion. Lots of movement. Manages to find the reset and then continued sideways. Great little bit of flow there. Can they keep it moving? The huck fake. Every player looking immediately. Is there someone who's timed a good deep cut for me to throw it? But when they're not taking it, making some good flow. Great offensive movement, and there is somehow he's kept hold of that. The French on this under defense are smothering. Belgium doing really well to keep the disc and popped to this near side right on the halfway line now. A scything shot across the middle and popped for momentum. Some great looking movement from this Belgium O-line, looking confident, finding the gap in the middle, popping once again right on the attacking brick mark now into their end zone set. The tiny little forehand for the forward movement and the backhand break across for the goal. Some textbook offense from Belgium there, looking off all of those deep fakes and taking the unders, finding a lot of success through the middle of the pitch. Adrien there with the assist to Ongenet for the goal for Belgium. That is Belgium 7, France 8. And so the French O-line back out on the field. We'll see what they manage to do this time. I have to say I'm always hoping for these hucks to go up, see who can win those aerial battles. But realistically, both these teams, when they've been grinding the unders and the handler movement, they've been having a lot of success. So they will probably want to stick to a bit more of those and just time the hucks well, as they have done for a lot of this game. And there is a brick. Once again, I think the Belgian strategy on the pulls, go big, and if you get it right, you get to pin them right at the back, and if you get it wrong, it's a brick, and we're okay with that. As we see another massive defensive bid, but reeled in by the French player and centered. Nice, cool, calm and collected. Well taken on the near sideline by Bardon, and then dished back into the middle to Moreau, who looks down the middle, but a miscommunication, and Belgium have a chance from the halfway line right on the far side of the field. They get into their offensive structure. This is an important opportunity for the Belgian side. Can they tie up this game as we get towards the closing stages? Disc picks up on the far sideline, looking to isolate the front, not there, so looking for the reset. A nice little step to lose the defender, and a disc back in the middle of the field. The cut to the overside, but throwers always looking at the wrong time. A great find there from Panamons, and he gets it back once again with the dish. He wants to go every other, and he might just do that. Up he goes. There is the break for Belgium. You just have to put so much into stopping this guy, and once again there is the Belgian break. train celebration. Will they be able to turn it into a break train? They certainly hope so. France on your screen certainly hope not. That is 8 points each for France and Belgium in this game. And that was, of course, Panamons with the goal and Pisano with the assist there. So France going to have to dig in now, just get a nice clean O point in, because we are reaching that stage of the game where it seems like if you give this Belgian D-line a chance with the disc, they are so hungry. They want that break. But I can see this French O-line steadying, playing nice and clean. We have a game on our hands, just as I knew we would. The French O-line ready to go. Let's see what they can do. Up goes the pull, drifting into the middle of the pitch. A bit of a safer one as to not get bricked, but centered to pass the brick mark, so potentially not worth it as we see this slash all the way across the field. And then centered again. Nice continue. Good communication from the French and keeping that disc moving. I think that's what they must have spoken about. We are at our best once we get in flow, but the drop straight through the hands of Berthelot. And Belgium, as I say, they're looking scary with this D-line offense right now and pops it down the line. They're going to be wanting to continue this forward flow as best they can and managing to find a little bit of momentum into the middle. A lovely little lefty dish into a really nice spot out of the Belgian offense, and the lead pass to the end zone is Max forwards. He's right at the back end zone. He's had to jump, and greatest attempt. I think he might have jumped from out the back, but love the effort anyway. Belgium definitely gaining confidence, and that throw just slightly overthrown. A game of inches right now as France walk the disc back up to the front of the end zone. They must put this in just to steady their nerves. A nice little move to keep the momentum. They were looking very good, keeping it moving. Just an unfortunate drop, so they will want to do more of the same. Managing to escape from the stack. Oh, the bid there just slightly mistimed, but capitalized on by the French. Back into the hands of Pichard, and celebrating too early. He's overthrown his receiver, and he is frustrated about that. Belgium with a chance to continue their break train. Setting up very deep in the downfield, but coming straight away underneath. Covered for now. A nice bailout option, and looked off the huck there, but takes the big under. But the block is there on the back shoulder. Pichard getting the disc back after the throwaway. It's done very well. Oh, there is a hand signal for a foul. It looks like maybe the player was unsure whether to call it. The discussion will happen between the players. Lots of perspectives from the sideline, I'm sure, very close to that one. I think it's very hard to tell. Only the players will know what contact happened, when it happened. I would not be surprised by a contest being the outcome here. And that is what we're going to end up with, a contested foul. So the hand signal was contested. However, the players seem to be moving. Okay, yes, contested foul. So the disc back to the hands of the thrower as we get the French sideline getting very excited for the defense. The Belgians really want this hook, as does the camera. Centered this, but overthrown, but he gets the mac on it and caught though by the French defender. They do not give up on any of these loose discs. Makes the defense, makes the cut, scores the goal for the French hold. And that was Panemons with the goal. No, yeah. Sorry, my mistake. Not Panemons. I'm a point behind. I will let you know the scorer and assist as it comes through. Yeah, great passage of play from the defense there for France, managing to get the block after the centering pass was tipped by the Belgian player, as Lecroix with the block and the goal, and Berthelot running down to help him out for the assist. Really great grind from both of those players to get the hold, and definitely not a clean hold, but a much needed hold for France. And the pull fielded by Belgium right at the brick mark. Bit of crossover of the cuts, having to get creative. A great little lead pass, and up goes the inside out flick hook straight to the wide open receiver in the end zone. Lovely looking shot there. Defender a little bit caught out. Looks like surely that throw's not going to go, but unfortunately for him, it did. And Petit was right there in the end zone, and Van Dam picked him out with that inside out forehand. Very nice looking throw, and a very good time to score a fast point for Belgium. Get the French O-line straight back out there after that grinder of a point before. See if they can put the pressure on. Will not be surprised to see Belgian defenders leaving their feet in this point for that block. 9 points each right at the end of this game. Couldn't ask for anything more here. Even the sidelines, both of the women's teams from these countries getting involved, supporting their team. The France O-line ready to go. And the France sideline ready to go as well, by the sounds of it. I'm sure the Belgians will answer though. Hands in the air, ready from France from this 9-all position. Pull is in the air. Big floaty pull, just drifting in, and the offside called. France really making the most of that, and I don't blame them. Such a shame from Belgium to chase that pull down and have it called offside at the last minute. A little bit cheeky from the French, but allowed, and they're making the most of it as the player does escape off deep. And the throw goes, but the block is there, and even caught too. Belgium with the opportunity for the break. Oh, he winds up, but it's not released. Oh, a little shimmy in the backfield. We have the disc back in the middle. The disc up in the air, but saved and dished off again. Belgium getting a little bit excited, and maybe they should be, but he's launched that one all the way to the top corner of the football goal. Unfortunately, that is the wrong sport. Belgium throwing away the opportunity for the very important break after such a good block and a couple of lucky breaks in that possession. France will be feeling very fortunate to have the disc back here. They must not waste it. Immediately finding the player cutting from the middle of that horizontal stack, looking for the reset, finds it, and there is a cooldown field. Looks like it might just be a pick, so defensive player catching up from where his route was blocked. And a violation also. Just a little bit of a miscommunication there. But we will be right back to it. Here we go. France trying to find the reset. Just back and forth. Finally free is Peshab, and just a casual drop, and Belgium with another opportunity, an even shorter field. It's from the attacking brick mark, just offset to the right. What will they be able to do here? Isolating the front. That's not on. Smart centering of the disc, and it is Panamos who wants the disc back. He's gone ambitious. It's too much for the first effort, but reeled in, and Belgium take the lead for only the third time in this game, not since 3-2. My mistake, 4-3 have they been in the lead. They finally claw their way back from those few French breaks, and it is Belgium 10, France 9. Of course, Panamans with the assist, Delanotte with the goal. Did well there, Delanotte, to not try and do too much on that first attempt. Realised that that disc was going to float up into the air and he could go have another go at it. It does potentially look like we have a timeout here. So I will take a very quick break along with the players and be right back with you as we start up again. So after that timeout, we are at Belgium 10, France 9 in this open pool play game. And on the other side of the same pool, we've had Sweden versus Switzerland. Sweden took down France earlier. Belgium were able to beat Switzerland. Sweden are currently in the lead, 12-9. But back in the action with France on offense, looking to hang on to this game and even it up. Ready for the pull. Belgium side, up it goes. And a brick again. Belgium not getting the better of this one. Panamans doing well when they get the disc, but the ball's unfortunately not dropping for him today. But does mean both sides get a chance to set up static. The immediate deep cut and under, the same play they've done multiple times. They found, and then the up goes the huck. That's going to require a big effort, and it's not there. Belgium with the disc again. I think that might have been Pashar overthrowing. So Belgium, a very good opportunity here as we see Panamans strolling over to the disc, ready to bring it to the front of the end zone and see if they can make it all the way down the field. And something makes me think they're going to want to get a huck out of this offense. We'll have to wait and see as the disc is in and the front of stack makes the isolation cut, and that is an incredible block there. France not messing around. They are not going down without a fight in the dying embers of this game. The big layout block to get the disc back right on the front of the end zone line. The handler strike bounces back easy. There you go. The French, and it looks like actually maybe a call, I think a foul on that cut. He was, as one might say, suspiciously free. So there will be a discussion on this one. Okay, looks like we are resetting back to the thrower, so the cut made once more, but the cut from the back of the stack to the cone. As simple of an end zone as you like, and France with the hold to make it 10-all. Bardon there with the goal. Fortineau with the assist. And so Belgium in a good spot in this game, receiving the disc, in the lead by law of getting the disc on offense. However, by no means comfortable. Both of these teams very much ready to fight for this. So we will have to see if the Belgian O-line can keep their cool here. They've been doing it so far in the second half. Done their job. The D-line has very much done their job to get them back into this game. So which of these sides will manage to come out on top in this battle? The pull up, Belgium with the field right to the brick mark. Looking for that horizontal as the huck goes up immediately. The full length of the field is being chased down by both players, but the easy reel in from Belgium. And I mean, that says confidence. I don't know what else to say. Belgium very much ready to take this one. The O-line is firing. Van Koye there with the assist. Ongenat with the goal. A great chase from him, but a very well weighted throw for that goal. Belgium O-line looking very good, doing what they need to do. Can the French one do the same? Maybe been looking a little bit more shaky as this game has gone on. I've said it a couple of times, they look good when they're in flow. If they can just get the disc moving, doesn't matter if it's backwards, sideways, they've come out of it with big forwards gainers every time. It's only when they get a little bit stuck on the sideline and they maybe look for something a bit ambitious that they struggle. So we'll have to see what they do as the disc comes sailing in, but France not quite ready for that one. And one player deciding he wanted to play, but the rest sending it back, as we will get the pull once again from the Belgian side to the French. Hand in the air this time. Up it goes into not quite the end zone, fielded on the brick mark. And yes, there, what a surprise. Peshar as that initiation cut. Dishing back and clearing downfield, and here we go. Here is that flow I spoke about. They do a little bit of sideways and then they get moving forwards. A little bit of sideways and some forwards. They're working up well. Peshar with the disc. Looking a nice little flash poach in the lane just to discourage that crossfield shot, but punished there with momentum. A little bit of frustration from the handler striking up the line. But all in all, France keeping the disc moving, and a huge bid on the far side, but not quite connecting. Keeping that disc moving is all France need. Doing well so far. Fortuneau shoots a little high, but Peshar reels in. He's where he wants to be. Swinging the disc across. It's a great little movement. And there's the goal for France. Exactly as we spoke about. Just keeping the disc moving. And Belgium tried to throw a bit of a spanner in the works. You know, a little poach here and there. Just someone being annoying in the way. But France keeping their cool, being patient, keeping the disc moving. Some really clean offense from them. But they're at the point in the game where their offense is no longer the deciding factor. They're going to have to keep putting them in, but they have to get a break for this game to come away with a win. And that was Fortuneau there with the assist and Biba with the goal. So we land in the same situation again with Belgium just needing to hold. The last time this O-line was out, one pass to the thrower, one to the end zone, and the job was done. Will they be able to pull off the same again, or will they have to prove their pedigree in the same way the French just did? Hand is in the air, signaling their readiness. Up goes the pull. Looks quite high. Not sure whether that's coming back, but I think it is. And the offside signaled. The Belgians giving it back to the French. Both these teams getting a bit ambitious with their pull chase. And it looks like we might have a bit of a zone from the France side, mixing it up in the late stages of the game. Arrowhead zone, 3 across the front, 1 in that pocket in the middle, a wing on each side and a deep player. And looks like Belgium trying to find those gaps. And the wind looks to have really bobbled that one, and France given an absolute gift of a position about 4 meters from the front of the end zone, right in the center of the pitch. And no doubt they will isolate the front player and see if they can score. They actually look for the handler movement. having to reset the disc. Can't quite keep it moving, which we know they like to do, but it's overshot and an incredible chase down. 3 Belgian defenders in the area. Such a good thing to see. People working hard. You know, they're not necessarily the relevant defender at that moment, but they might end up, and that could be game-saving block right there as France set their zone up straight away again. Belgium goes for the hammer, finds the receiver just out of reach of the defender. Again, looking to find the gap, and it's just overshot in the middle, and France get another shot at this break. Free open under here. Fakes the hammer with flair, does Caillot, and then finally a nice big gainer actually across the field. France ending up in a good spot. Timeout called. Wow, quite an intense point so far. Will they be able to keep it up? Both the players and I will have a quick break. And we see France setting up once again in that vertical stack where they have either been isolating the front or looking immediately for the handler move. So we'll see which they go for this time. Belgium surrounding the stack as they have been doing, and a set play to try and find the player down the middle, but the throw just a bit weak and off to the side. And Belgium with the disc back and an open player in the end zone goes for the throw, but there's more French under it than Belgium. Ripped out of the sky with authority. What a crazy grab there. And he's going the other way. He wants it all. And it's a great looking throw. And there is the bookends. Unbelievable play. France with the mistake out of the timeout, but absolutely saved there. Some real athleticism on display. And France take the lead back. That is 12-11 to France, and I believe game to 13. And that was Mathon there with the huge skying block and goal. Moreau with the throw, and the throw there deserves some credit too. Did so well to put it all the way out in front for Mathon to bring it down. Wow, Mathon, what a time to make those two plays. Put your team 12-11 up in this very important pool match. And yes, of course, game to 13. So, Belgium looking to hold this one and take us to a universe point. Will they be able to do it? France being very careful not to be offside there. But perhaps not careful enough. As they set this zone once again, trusting that, even though last time it was just the execution error that broke it down, but thinking that maybe they can cause that again. Belgium, though, looking much more comfortable this time, just side to side, gaining ground. Oh, the wing player thinking about it. I do like it from France. Quite front heavy, looking to put just a little bit of pressure on these big sideways swings from the wings when they get the opportunity. But looks like it might be breaking down a bit here. Won't be surprised to see a creative throw come out of Belgium, but no, they are back into match now as the disc goes up and blocked by France. Belgium getting impatient in the transition, tale as old as time, and France have the opportunity to put this game away. Taking the centering pass, they must now find the movement downfield. They have a player out deep. It is faked off for now, looking to reset with the inside shot. Back across to the near side, France, as always, want to be moving the disc. Keep the disc moving, just about staying on his feet. There was Purser, and almost overshot, but reeled in, and France continue the momentum all the way down the field, and there is the goal for the win. Oh, and there is not the goal for the win. The play being brought back looks like that might be a player on the ground, and we will come back for this injury, I would imagine. Does seem like that would have affected the flow of play. The field getting flooded and very quickly cleared away by the French sideline. And rightly so, this has been such a battle of a game. Both teams have had the lead. Both teams have had spells of brilliance. Going to feel like a really big victory, this one. We'll see where we end up. Looks like, yeah, the disc is back on the far sideline. Belgium able to recover that lost ground. So not the game-winning goal right there. But France still level with the attacking brick mark. Looking to put this one to bed with the immediate reset and swing. Great little movement and fired into the end zone. That time there is no stopping them. France score the game-winning goal over Belgium in this pool game. And if that is anything to go off for the rest of the tournament, I'm very excited to see where these two teams can go, what the rest of the tournament looks like. A very entertaining game from this French and Belgian side. Standout performance. We'll start with Panemons on Belgium. Did so well to get that defensive offense running. Dublon there with the winning goal from the assist of Fortuneau. Very important. Maton had the massive important play near the end of the game. Yeah, a really great game. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to check out the rest of the results over on the EUF website and more streams to come. Thanks once again. I've been Jamie Robets. See you next time.